going into more NFL news after we've hit those things. Mike McCarthy was hired as the Steelers head coach. He's the fourth head coach since 1969, the oldest coach in Pittsburgh Steeler history at 62 years old. One of the big questions here is Roger going to stay now? The duo is one of 12 quarterback and head coaching duos, to have 100+ wins with their 107 wins together. What do you think? I mean, McCarthy, he's coached. This is his third iconic team, being he's had the Green Bay Packers first, and the Dallas Cowboys, and now the Steelers. Can he take them to the promised land?
Yeah, it's I mentioned this earlier because before we got on there, but it's hilarious to me. The Steelers hiring Mike McCarthy is like shitting your pants and changing your shirt. God, man, that's a perfect analogy.
He's the Mike Tomlin of offense. You just go be mediocre, right?
No, I mean if I'm Aaron Rodgers, I don't know that I want to come back after the way that last season looked. Towards the end of the year, it started to look pretty rough, and it looked like he was ready to hang it up. So, I mean, it'd be probably beneficial to the Steelers for him to come back for this 1 year. But again, they're another team that's in a position where you got to find your contingency quarterback and your quarterback for the future, and this is not the draft to do it in. So if the Steelers really want to commit, they'll go and buy one in the free agent market, but really it's not a great year for that either. So if Aaron Rodgers says he wants to come back, that'd be great for them, I think. I think he'd be good enough to go 10-7 and make it playoffs again.
Yeah, they've been pushing that quarterback thing off for a while. They tried it with Kenny Pickett, excuse me. Yeah. And that was the last time they tried. And after that, it was like, hey, let's just get whatever veteran quarterback we can get in here because we feel like we're a quarterback away and never been able to hit
I think what they – now I can't – obviously I don't know for a fact, but it seems like the front office decided that they thought they were too much of a defensive team and wanted to change the game on offense. So – I feel like that's why they brought McCarthy in. You talk about a guy that kind of reinvented, not necessarily reinvented, but re-imaged the West Coast offense and turned it into something spectacular there in his time in Green Bay. It looked a little stale whenever he was in Dallas because
one of the best offense. 3 years in a row, they won 12 games, and they were top offensive teams. Don't start that shit. Anyways, go on.
Stale.
Yeah, whatever.
But maybe that's what they're after is something a little bit different from what they were seeing. I thought that their hire for Arthur Smith to be their play caller this year was a strange one, and it didn't work out. I mean, everybody saw what Arthur Smith did in Atlanta, and it didn't work out. So I don't know why they thought this would be different, but we'll see what direction they go. Who do you think is going to be Mike's OC?
I have no idea. I really have no clue. I hadn't even thought about it. This move for me is not appealing in any way. I think McCarthy is a mere image of what he was. I honestly, you take a team like what the Steelers are right now, he couldn't win with what the Cowboys had, the talent they had around them. And you can say whatever you want about the Cowboys. It doesn't matter. Facts don't care about your feelings. So, he's just washed out. It doesn't matter. He could have freaking, I don't know, you name the top offensive coordinator. It doesn't matter. It's not gonna make a damn difference, to be honest with you.
You don't think so?
Nope.
I feel like the biggest difference between the Steelers organization and the Cowboys organization is that the front office for the Steelers is at least a little hands off. Kind of lets them do what they want.
But they don't ever get anybody. I mean, they don't make the right decisions. We talk about, the Steelers are this great. They're always in the playoffs and they're first round, out. They haven't won a Super Bowl in how long has it been? Over 16 years, 17 years. They haven't been in a Super Bowl in a long time since they lost Aaron Rodgers. Was that the last time they were in the Super Bowl? And they won it before that. So, I mean, the Steeler team has consistently either they've had, when they had the three big bees, the bumblebees or whatever the hell they called themselves, they had that. They couldn't get the other side figured out. And now here recently, they've let go of people like George Pickens. They haven't been able to keep like James Conner. They go and trade for a DK Metcalf that doesn't work out necessarily in their way. I mean, I think that front office team or staff gets more credit than they truly deserve. I don't, if this was the front office of 15 years ago, sure, yeah, but not nowadays. There's really nothing that impresses me about the Steelers. They're always in contention. They're always in the playoffs. Sure, I mean, I wouldn't say contention, but they're in the playoffs. But outside of that, they hadn't really been a threat since Big Ben was, before Big Ben's like last 3 years. So
Mm-mm-mm. It'll be interesting though. Maybe Big Mike is the turnaround.
we'll see.